Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at a few Gen 5 Pokemon that I am personally looking forward to, as well as the potential to outperform the top meta for some of these types, because a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon are quite overpowered. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so we are over here on the Go Hub. We're going to be hopping over to the Bulbapedia so we can take a look at the Gen 5 Pokemon's moves, because they're currently not here, because this is Gen 5 way in the future. I just want to give you an idea, and this is another reason as to why you maybe shouldn't power up more than 6 of one specific type. I mean, if you want to power up 12, which personally I just finished powering up my 12th Machamp because of the event and getting so many luckies and trying to take out Dialga without having to revive. I actually did that today, and I'll be probably bringing you that video later. Although I did already duo it with Scarlet, we just did it again with a different moveset. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at Chandelure. Now, when you think of the best Ghost-type Pokemon currently in Pokemon Go, what do you think of? That's going to be Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, as well as Lick and Shadow Ball. Now, Gengar's stats are, I wouldn't say the best, right? It has a great attack. Defense and stamina are not looking too hot. It's a glass cannon. We all know this. Chandelure is kind of the same. It's got a bit more defense and a little bit more attack. Okay, so it's all depending on the moveset that it's going to have. So it's going to be a Ghost and Fire type Pokemon. Max CP 2,913, attack 271. Let's go. Defense 182 and stamina 120. So Gengar is, a little far down there. Gengar is going to be Ghost and Poison type. This is going to be a Ghost and Fire, so the weaknesses are going to be a little bit different here. It's going to be weak to Dark, Ghost, Ground, Rock, and Water, resisting Bug, Fighting, Normal, Fairy, Fire, Grass, Ice, Poison, and Steel type. So that's Chandelure's stats there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at its moves on Bulbapedia to see if it's actually going to maybe outperform Gengar, depending on the moveset that it has. Okay, so we're over here on Bulbapedia taking a look at Chandelure's moves, and as far as the level up moves go, it does have Hex and Flame Burst. As far as Confuse Ray, Smog, Pain Split, those are not going to be used in Pokemon Go currently yet, but maybe in the future. But let's focus on the attack moves. Flame Burst may find some usability as far as PvP goes, and Hex is a decent move with high energy gain for your charge moves. So now we just need to look for Shadow Ball. Shadow Claw or Lick. But I can tell you this right now, it does not learn Lick, does not learn Shadow Claw, but it will learn Shadow Ball, as well as Flamethrower, and that is a pretty good moveset right there. Overheat, not bad at all. So we can also count this as a Fire type Pokemon as well. So if we can find some sort of quick fire move within here, then it's actually going to be looking just fantastic. But as far as the Ghost typing goes, I mean, it looks like Gengar may be outperforming it, but Hex may just help it pull up with that massive energy gain for that Shadow Ball. Just saying. Alright, I'm not saying it's going to be better than Gengar, but it has the potential to just about do almost as good, if not just a little less better, but it's just a new Pokemon, right? I don't mind Gengar being at the top, because you know what? Gengar is one of my favorite Pokemon, literally. So having it at the top for the best Ghost-type Pokemon for a long time is perfectly fine with me. So if we look at the move tutor moves, doesn't look too hot as well. So pretty much what I'm going to be going with is that Shadow Ball and then the Hex. So that's what you can possibly expect as far as the best Ghost type move on Chandelure when that does come in. Let's go ahead and compare Gengar to Chandelure, see what we have going on. Alright, so looking at Gengar here, it does have an attack of 261. Chandelure is going to be 10 ahead, and then with a little bit more defense as well. Gengar sitting at 149, Chandelure at 182, stamina 120 for Chandelure, and Gengar has a bit more, sitting at 155. So as far as we're concerned right now, it looks like Gengar is still going to be holding the top spot for the #1 Ghost attacker in the game, because Shadow Claw has great energy gain, as well as Shadow Ball doing massive damage. Even though it's 10 attack behind, Chandelure doesn't have the quick moves that it needs to keep up with Gengar. Although Hex does have great energy gain, so we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as Chandelure goes, it does look promising for the future. Right, up next we have Terrakion. Now, Machamp has held the throne to be the best fighting type Pokemon in Pokemon Go currently, and every time there has been a Pokemon that has the potential to maybe overthrow it from its throne, Machamp takes it by the neck, puts it in a chokehold, and kind of gives it a noogie, and then pushes it aside and says, "Not today, I'm still the champion." So yes, Terrakion is going to be part of the Justice Trio for Gen 5, a legendary Pokemon. And if you want to see the other two, we have a Steel and Fighting here, and the potential for these things is just weak. It has great defense, but I don't want to get too deep into these here. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. And then we have this one, Grass and Fighting. So you see how they attack, not great. This one is holding the best attack, right? So it's going to be a Rock and Fighting type with a max CP of 3,468, attack 260, defense 192, and stamina 182. Let's go ahead and look at the weaknesses. A lot of weaknesses. Wow, not looking too great. So weak to Fairy, Fighting, Grass, Ground, Psychic, Steel, and Water. That alone is almost making it not looking too great. Resisting Bug, Dark, Fire, Normal, Poison, and Rock. So Terrakion looks really cool. Has, you know, we'll see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the moves to see what it has going on for it over at Bulbapedia first. Okay, so reviewing its moves, it has possible potential here. And I'm going to explain, it doesn't look like it has a double charge fighting move, but with an attack of 260 and Machamp sitting at about 230 something, we're going to compare them here in a moment. That extra attack just may help it even with a single charge move. Now, we need a quick fighting move that's going to be decent at least, because it has the charge moves, as you can see, Close Combat. That's pretty good, especially with that attack. It has the potential to outperform Machamp, although it also has that hazard of getting knocked out and wasting all that energy before you're able to get it off. Now, Double Kick, I was looking at that and thinking to myself, okay, that could be the new best counter, right? Because currently counter is super strong, very good quick move for your Pokemon, and Double Kick is not currently in the game. With that low attack, it just may have the potential to be a quick move, in which case, if it did receive that, as well as Close Combat, it may be able to outperform Machamp. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at its TM moves here, see if we can find any other fighting types. Now, if you didn't notice, obviously it was mixed with Rock type, so it does have Smackdown here, as well as Stone Edge. And did it learn Rock Slide? Yes, Rock Slide. So it does have potential to be a great rock attacker as well. So we're focused right now on the fighting moves. It does have Focus Blast, another fantastic, super strong fighting move. So as far as that goes, that's pretty much it. And then you have Superpower, which it may receive. That is going to be a move tutor move. Everything else I'm kind of just going to ignore. Otherwise, this video is going to get extra lengthy if we go too in depth. So Superpower. And then if we look for that quick move here, oh, going too high there, that's going to be Double Kick, possibly. We don't know if that's actually going to be a quick move in Pokemon Go, but Terrakion is looking pretty nice. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other fighting type Pokemon, because I just really like fighting type Pokemon right now, and I don't want Machamp to necessarily be dethroned, but it's had it long enough. King of the Hill too long. Somebody come and knock him off, please. Let's go ahead and see if we can find one. Alright, so we have Conkeldurr, Mienshao, and Keldeo pulled up here. Keldeo is going to actually be a mythical Pokemon, so don't expect to get multiple of those. And then we have Machamp over here, the current champion for fighting type Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Now, if you look at the attack stats of these Gen 5 fighting type Pokemon, they're outperforming it as far as the attack goes over Machamp. Conkeldurr is sitting over here at a max CP of 3,305, an attack of 243. And then you have Mienshao with a max CP of 2,446, looking great for the Ultra League. And then an attack of 258. Keldeo sitting at max CP 3,468, attack 260. And then you have Machamp over here with an attack of a measly 234. Now, that's not measly, but compared to these other types here, it's looking pretty good. Now, the thing Machamp has going for it is quite a bit of stamina, although Conkeldurr, personally, love that Pokemon. That's why I have them pulled up here, and we're talking about them. Not only are they have the potential to outshine Machamp, but they're just really good Pokemon. So the stamina on the Conkeldurr is looking great. It's actually a little bit above Machamp's. As far as the defense goes, it's actually better too. So Conkeldurr is better than Machamp in every way. The only thing we need it to have is a great moveset, which we're going to go take a look at. As far as Mienshao goes, I mean, it's very glass cannon-y, as you can tell. But we do have situations where Pokemon are glass cannons like Gengar, and they still perform great. So let's go ahead and take a look at Conkeldurr's moves to see how good it is. Now, if you're wondering how come you didn't pull up Breloom as well as Lucario, well, we're going to go ahead and rule Lucario out real quick. Yes, it did receive Power Up Punch, but we're talking about raids currently, okay? And Power Up Punch is going to be super OP for PvP for sure, but when it comes to raids, it's just not on par with Machamp Counter Dynamic Punch. Although it's giving it more of a fun factor, you're going to be able to actually get off your charge moves without fainting, but still, it's not going to be the best fighting type. A little bit better for PvP, but not so much for raids. Anyways, Breloom is just a glass cannon. It's great, very good, and it can possibly outperform Machamp in some situations if you had like a full team. But for the most part, Machamp is just the champ, right? So looking at Conkeldurr's moves here, unfortunately, let me tell you the bad news. It doesn't learn a great quick fighting move. Unfortunately, low kick is what you're going to get as far as the moves right now. And then you have dynamic punch. So at least it has that. Then you have hammer arm, superpower, which hammer arm and superpower are not currently in the game. And you have focus punch, which is going to be doing 150 damage in the main series games. Hammer arms doing 100, and then superpower doing 120. Dynamic punch sitting at 100. So if it does receive focus punch, who knows if it's going to help it outperform Machamp. But it does have a diverse moveset. So whenever this does come into the game, it's going to be another fun fighting Pokemon to use for sure. But as far as the quick move goes, it's not looking too hot. We can scroll through these, but there's not really much more. We have Brick Break, you know, Focus Blast, okay. And then the Move Tutor moves are not looking really that great either. We have Drain Punch, which, you know, once they release it into the game, it might be pretty good. Focus Punch, there we go, yet again, Low Kick, Superpower. So there you have Conkeldurr. Really quick, before we lost any hope for Machamp being overthrown, Conkeldurr can learn Counter, but it's going to be through breeding. So, yeah, can learn it, but through breeding. Before you guys chew me out in the comments for mispronouncing Mienshao's name, I know I was saying Mienshao, but yes, it goes Mienshao. I just don't like the way that sounds. Anyways, moving forward here, this thing has it's like so many fighting moves, okay? Starting it off with Aura Sphere, then Reversal. Alright, that's pretty funny. Then we have Face Palm, Drain Punch, Jump Kick, High Jump Kick. So the difference is going to be a lot more damage. So you have Jump Kick with 100 in the main series, and then High Jump Kick for 130. Then you have Aura Sphere again. Those are, yeah, egg moves at level 1, and then level up moves. So we need a good quick move. So can we see any of these being a quick fighting move introduced in the future? Force Palm, possibly a quick fighting move. Drain Punch, I don't think so. High Jump Kick, I don't think so either. None of those. More than likely Force Palm. Alright, so then moving down here, we have Brick Break, Low Sweep. There's another quick fighting move for sure. And that's pretty much it. Now let's go ahead and look at the move tutor moves. But let's look at the breeding. Let's see if it can learn Counter through the breeding like Conkeldurr. And no, doesn't have it. Alright, it's okay. So we have Drain Punch, Focus Punch, a Low Kick yet again. So it looks like it has potential to outshine Machamp, possibly. But only if Force Palm becomes a quick fighting move in Pokemon Go. It also has the potential to learn the quick fighting move Reversal, because Counter as well does not do any damage. Depending on what your Pokemon does, you will return that damage. So maybe we could see that as a quick fighting move in Pokemon Go. We'll just have to wait and see. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next Pokemon here. Okay, so we have Darmanitan, Volcarona, Charizard, and Moltres pulled up here. Volcarona is just super cool. I don't have Entei pulled up here because it's just falling a little behind. And if you're wondering, well, why Charizard? Its attack's real low. Because it has Blast Burn, super busted move. So that's why it's there. Didn't really need to include it. I just thought I'd put it there. Anyways, Darmanitan. Very awesome Pokemon. Used in the main series games. Kind of a glass cannon, as you can see, with the low defense. It's going to have a max CP of 2,958, attack 263. Defense 114 and stamina 210. So the stamina is looking pretty good. Volcarona sitting at, this thing's going to be so cool when it comes into Pokemon Go. Max CP 3,555, attack 264, so it's just 1 point above the previous one. Defense 210 and stamina 170. And Charizard, self-explanatory. The only reason why it's there is because of Blast Burn. Then you have Moltres with max CP of 3,465, attack 261, defense 181, and stamina 107. So Volcarona and Darmanitan are pulling above Moltres, the only thing they need, like we went over before with the other Pokemon, is the good moveset. So hopefully that Volcarona is going to receive it. So let's go ahead and go over to Bulbapedia to see what moves they can possibly learn, see if they can outperform Moltres and possibly Charizard. Alright, so we have Volcarona over here, and if you did not see when I was doing the comparison to the other fire types, this is going to in fact be a bug and fire type dual typing, so pretty interesting, right? Very cool Pokemon. So we have Fiery Dance, which I would assume is going to be a charge move if it's even introduced anytime soon when it's released in Gen 5. And then Heat Wave, we already know that's a charge move. Flare Blitz is going to be a charge move as well, fairly strong. And let's also go over the bug moves. We have Bug Buzz. Oh man, Quiver Dance. If only those kind of things were in Pokemon Go. It's alright though, they're slowly implementing those kind of moves. And then we have Fire Spin. That's what we wanted to see. That is what we wanted to see. Now, Fiery Dance, if it's a 2 charge move and is doing massive damage in Pokemon Go, then it will outperform Moltres as a fire attacker. So that's pretty cool because Volcarona is an amazing Pokemon, right? And then you have Bug Buzz, Silver Wind. It's just looking all around great, as well as Ember for a quick move. But I'm really happy it has Fire Spin because that's the best fire quick move in Pokemon Go currently. Then looking at the TM moves, we have, let's see, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. Okay, Leech Life is not a great bug move, but it does learn Bug Buzz, or should I say Bug Bite, as well as U-Turn there. Okay, pretty neat. Let's see. Breeding moves, Zen Headbutt, okay, that's pretty neat. So we have Bug Bite here for the move tutor moves as well as Signal Beam. So Volcarona is looking great as far as a fire attacker if Fiery Dance is good. If that is good, right? As far as a bug Pokemon, oh yeah, Bug Bite is absolutely amazing. If you have legacy Pokemon with that, like Butterfree or possibly Beedrill, you already know those are great. Personally have both of those. And for this to receive those with that high attack, just look out. That thing is going to be magnificent. So there you have Volcarona looking quite nice when it does come into Pokemon Go. As far as outperforming Moltres and Charizard, we'll have to see how Fiery Dance works, but it's looking nice. Alright, now on to the final Gen 5 comparison to the current Pokemon that we have. Well, Garchomp is not here yet. I just thought I'd throw him in here because it is Gen 4. We should be seeing him anytime. Let's go, Niantic, right? And as well as Rayquaza's coming back for the people who don't have him in a couple of days. If anything, it's already here if you're watching this video late. Now, Haxorus is going to max out at 3,395 CP, attack 284. Look at that. Compared to Rayquaza, it's the same attack at least. Defense 183 and stamina 152. Then moving on to Rayquaza, that's going to have a max CP of 3,835, attack 284, defense 170, and stamina 213. Dragonite sitting at a max CP of 3,792, attack 263, defense 198, and stamina 209. And then Garchomp max CP 3,962, attack 261, defense 193, and stamina 239. So that stamina is looking pretty good. It's the highest out of all of them. So comparing Haxorus to, let's say, Rayquaza here, I feel like saying Rayquaza feels so much better than Rayquaza, but just for the sake of it, we'll just go with Rayquaza. So comparing Haxorus to Rayquaza, look at that, pretty good. Right, so looking at Haxorus moves here, we have Outrage right off the bat. That's fantastic. Now we just need to see Dragon Tail somewhere. Not only that, but does this thing have viability for PvP? Let's see, we have Dual Chop, Dragon Claw, Dragon Pulse. So yeah, it sure is, as well as Dragon Rage. So a lot of double charge moves and triple charge moves for this Pokemon here. Well, concerning Dragon moves, so looking okay. And then for the TM moves, we see Dragon Claw again. Show us the Dragon Tail. There it is. Dragon Tail, same moveset as Dragonite and Rayquaza. Pretty awesome. So as far as Dragonite goes, that thing is a little bit more tanky. So you know how it goes. Comparing Rayquaza to Dragonite, Dragonite can survive a little bit longer, not putting off as much damage, but Rayquaza is the dragon to go to if you're trying to put as much dragon damage onto whatever Pokemon you're trying to go up against. Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Dual Chop, and then Outrage yet again for move tutor moves. So Haxorus looking super nice whenever it does enter into Pokemon Go. But then again, this is going to be in a long time. We don't even have Garchomp, and it's probably going to be super rare. You know how it goes. Alrighty trainers, so I hope you enjoyed this lengthy video, just taking a sneak peek into the future of Gen 5, doing a little comparisons and seeing what we have going on. So the future is looking bright. I will be covering more Gen 5 Pokemon. A long time ago, I made a video called Save Your Candies for Gen 4 it was, I do believe. A lot of YouTubers picked up that phrase and still are using it to this day. So I probably will keep the series going. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.